Well, good Friday evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again, here to give you guys your evening forecast video for tonight here. So, as a reminder, every Friday, we will not have your evening forecast video tomorrow evening. You'll just have a 7-day forecast. As we get to our Sunday, your evening forecast videos will return here. So, let's talk about what's going on across the state right now here. It is cloudy, it is gloomy, and you've got a frontal boundary coming in. It's a pretty strong front coming in as well. So you can already tell the difference on where the cold front has passed through and where it hasn't based off of temperatures and also our dew points, as you can see on the screen as well. So right now across the board, you can see up there in western Arkansas, you're already feeling the effects, already feeling the effects of the dry air moving in with this cold front. So you've got 64 degrees up there near Bentonville right now, 64 in Fayetteville, 64 in Harrison right now, 72 degrees in Fort Smith, 68 degrees in Mena. Areas ahead of the front, first and most, it is muggy, it is cloudy, and it's a little warm. We've got temperatures in the low 70s across the area, and they're 80 degrees still down there in Texarkana. So that drier, colder air will move through Arkansas as we get towards later this evening into the overnight hours tonight, and you will definitely notice it as we get towards the day tomorrow here, along with the breezy conditions here. Now, speaking of the cloud cover may play a factor with tomorrow's eclipse across mainly northern and central Arkansas here. I'm putting those guys in kind of an alert mode right now. If you have any plans or trying to look at the eclipse tomorrow afternoon, well, tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon here. So let's take a look at the regional area here, and let's take a look at this air mass right behind the frontal boundary here. You can see there's frontal boundary number 1, there's your strong cold front, and then you're going to have a reinforcing shot of colder air coming in as we get towards Sunday into Monday. So keep that in mind here. You've got temperatures up here in the 40s right now. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're in the 40s and low 50s across the Kansas area over to Colorado and portions of northern Oklahoma. That colder air will move into Arkansas as we get towards Sunday into Monday, and there could be the potential of a frost as we get towards your Sunday, your Monday, into your Tuesday time frame here. So we'll keep an eye on that at this point. So let's go ahead and talk to you guys about your evening outlook here. And this is what we've got. We've got much colder conditions coming in as we get towards Sunday into Monday. It's definitely going to be chilly tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. Temperatures going to struggle to get out of the 60s and 70s. But you have a reinforcing shot of cooler air coming in as we get towards Sunday into Monday. There could be the potential of a frost, mainly for my folks north of the I-40 corridor, across northern Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, depending on if we can get rid of the winds, if things can kind of calm down. I'll have a graphic for you guys probably tomorrow. I'll have it between tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon after the eclipse, and then we'll talk about rain chances coming up as we get towards late week here. So let's talk about the eclipse for a little bit here, and this is the Futurecast model. So 70% coverage down there in southwest Arkansas, 60 for majority of the state, and you have 50 up there in northeastern Arkansas. And this is taking a look at the cloud cover here. You can see majority of that gets out later on tonight in the overnight hours, but I'm going to stop this right here. Give me just 1 second. And we're going to stop it right here at about noon. This is where you're going to be peaking out with the solar eclipse moving through Texas and through Arkansas and through much of the area here. So we'll keep an eye on that. But for my folks in Bella Vista, Fayetteville, all the way down to Fort Smith or Waldron, all the way to probably Conway, I would dare say maybe Little Rock, over towards Searcy, West Memphis, points north. As you can see with our Futurecast model, there's a lot of cloud cover up there, so you won't be able to see the solar eclipse or anything like that because it's going to block out the sun. So keep that in mind if you have any plans up there tomorrow morning in the early afternoon hours of a lot of cloud cover, especially for our folks in northern Arkansas. Southern Arkansas and especially southwest Arkansas, where you're going to see the majority of the coverage of the solar eclipse, you should be good to go, but we'll keep an eye on where the cloud levels kind of end up, the shield of the clouds ends up as we get towards tomorrow morning and early afternoon here. But especially folks that live along Interstate 40 and just to the north, keep that in mind. We may see a lot of cloud cover as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon hours of your Saturday here. So let's go back to our highlights here. Like I mentioned before, we've got that coming up here now. Let's go ahead and talk to you guys about this. And I've had a lot of people come up to me about what are our thoughts for the winter outlook coming up for December, January, and February, even in March next year. We plan on releasing that out to our folks that are on Patreon this upcoming Wednesday here. So if you haven't become a Patreon supporter, I would heavily consider it. It's going to be patreon.com/Arkansas Weather Watchers. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. We're going to have our winter outlook out for everyone by the time we get towards November 1st here. And I either will do a video like I did with the fall outlook or a live stream here. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys would like to prefer for that, because this is going to be one great outlook. Probably one of the best ones I've done since my 10-year venture here at Arkansas Weather Watchers. So we'll keep that in mind here, guys. But biggest thing is, if you want to see early access to our winter outlook, consider becoming a Patreon supporter. That's going to be patreon.com/Arkansas Weather Watchers here. So, speaking of the rainfall, and I really wish this cold front would have brought a decent amount of rainfall, so you guys would have actually been able to kind of do some bonfires, especially in Perry County and White County, Woodruff County. We're still clinging on to those burn bans, guys. If you're on the burn ban, you gotta heed those. You gotta heed those warnings, guys. They're there for a reason. Don't burn. It can lead to fines. It can lead to imprisonment. So don't do it, guys. Okay. Now, areas that are outside of that burn ban risk, yes, there is a wildfire danger because things are still dry. That's why I said I wish this front would have brought some decent rainfall here, like we were originally anticipating about a week or so ago. But that's the card we've been dealt with here. So the wildfire risk still remains across much of central, eastern, and northwestern Arkansas here. So if you're outside of the burn ban, yes, you can burn, but just don't leave it unattended, because how dry everything is, something goes wrong, it can instantly lead to a wildfire. So keep that in mind here. So let's talk about tonight here. Breezy conditions will remain across the state, especially with that front boundary moving through. The gradient pressure between the ridge to our southeast and the ridge to our northwest will result in breezy conditions here. If you're planning on going deer hunting first thing tomorrow morning, you're going to have winds north-northwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some higher gusts could be possible, especially across western and northwestern Arkansas here. But things will be cooling down tonight. Upper 40s to low to mid 50s across the state. May sneak a 60-degree reading here and there, mainly close to the Mississippi River. But other than that, it should still be pretty good to go as we get towards night here. Now, let's go ahead and talk to you guys about some model data. And I want to talk to you guys about next week here. So hopefully we start to get some decent rainfall coming our way as we get towards next week. You can guess it, another trough, another cold front. That's going to be pushing through as we get towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Let's take a look at the GFS here. This is Thursday morning, about 10 o'clock in the morning. You've got the line, not really a line, but you have a cluster of showers. Potentially some storms could be moving in as we get towards Thursday. Keep in mind, this is the GFS, Euro. I'm not even going to show you the Euro because it's not even doing anything with this. So let's take this out all the way until Thursday and Friday. There's Friday. Good amount of rain across eastern Arkansas. You guys desperately need it over here. And that will continue throughout Friday and into Saturday of next week with much cooler conditions moving into the state here. So that's really all I got for you guys here. The best shot of rainfall is going to be as we get towards late next week. The eclipse tomorrow. I think if you're south of the Interstate 30, Interstate 40 area down in southern and southwestern Arkansas, you've got an A+ right now to kind of view it. My area is north of Interstate 40 and Interstate 30 up there in northern Arkansas. It's less than 50% right now unless we can do something with the cloud cover here. And like I mentioned before earlier on, if you're wanting that early access to our winter outlook, consider becoming a Patreon supporter. That is patreon.com/Arkansas Weather Watchers here. So that's all I got for you guys this evening. I will be back Sunday evening, and we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.